We rolling?
Mm-hmm.
We're rolling on all the things.
Holy cow.
We're rocking and
we were
rolling.
just talking about your amazing jackets.
Thanks.
Sorry to bring that up again. We've already run the gauntlet
Still
on them,
amazing.
but
Yeah.
good lord, I can't get over it. Wow.
Yeah, so first of all, you guys have the most interesting upbringing of all time, having grown up in Istanbul without any TV or radio. Like,
Books, magazines,
no
nothing
books.
mainstream.
No,
media.
well, like very little. So like we were allowed to watch like wholesome family entertainment, which was like The Prince of Egypt or
Right.
Pinocchio. Like
Right. You and your family, or was that a more...
yeah, that was just the rule of the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did other people have a similar experience?
That we lived with.
Like in your neighborhood
in
or
our
your friends
neighborhood?
or...
No, I mean
Okay.
we grew up in Istanbul, Turkey.
Yeah.
So like a very different culture, and I think we weren't like the typical Americans, either like the expat Americans who were just like there temporarily for work or for the government or whatever. And we had this like really weird sort of conservative household with so many kids.
Oh, wow.
Because our parents have 10 kids.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So we're 3 out of 10.
3 of 10.
yeah.
Are you all brothers?
Yes.
Yeah. And can you
Wow.
also introduce yourselves while we forget to introduce her? Yeah, no, please, yeah, you can introduce
I'm number
yourself.
8.
Yeah. And are you the oldest, the youngest? Like, what are your...
So
He's
in the
the
band,
oldest
in the
here.
band it
Okay.
goes Chris, myself, and then Eric.
Okay,
but
cool.
I'm William, and I'm 8.
Yeah, I'm Chris, and I was number 7 in the family.
I'm Eric, and I'm the baby.
Oh.
My mom had 9 kids and didn't like any of them, so she
It's like, finally
got
did it
me,
right.
and was
Yeah.
like closing down shop. We got it. So, yeah, I'm the favorite.
Nice.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and he has a twin sister,
Okay.
Wow.
So
and then the last one.
Wow.
So how did all of that influence your music? I mean, like, how did you get from there to out here to Los Angeles? Like, did you discover your love of music back home? Like, what is your origin story of making it out
well,
here?
we were raised very much without music. Like now and again, my mom would put on like a Motown record or I don't know, something like that.
Or
Something
like
from her childhood.
religious music.
Or like maybe
Yeah.
a Beatles song now and again. But we heard very little music growing up, especially secular music. And then around preteens, 13, 14, the internet came to Turkey and we had access to YouTube and what have you, and MTV and things like that. And that really like consumed at least me personally, and I did everything I could to listen and re-listen to the acts that I was finding at the time.
Yeah, like when I was
Yeah.
19 years old, I remember we were watching MTV for the first time, and they were playing like this retrospective of young Bon Jovi concerts. And Eric and I once were on the couch, we're like, who is this? Because we'd never heard Bon Jovi before.
No.
We were 19 years old, and we're like, this is amazing.
I would watch VH1 all day. Like Saturday one, just
yeah.
hours of music videos. Just I never had seen any of them.
VH1 is the great unifier. We all watch those same music videos. I remember one time I got in trouble because my mom was like, "You don't watch music videos," and I'm like, "Yes, I do. They're my new life."
Yeah.
Like that's how I discovered Pet Shop Boys and all that. Like,
Wow. What were some of your first inspirational artists?
Well,
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi.
well, it's embarrassing
clearly.
to say because it's like I don't think any of us are big Bon Jovi fans or
We don't
Maroon
like
5
rock.
fans. But like when Maroon 5 was like really big, that's kind of when we were just when we were listening to music. When we first started listening to music. So then when we started to write songs, it was like, oh, a Maroon 5 ripoff. This is amazing.
we were in a
Great.
cover band as well.
Oh,
we
were you in a Maroon
Fun.
5
Not
cover
a
band?
Maroon 5 cover band, just
like a wedding band.
Wedding
Just-
band.
oh, nice.
So we were,
Wow.
people would
Yeah.
always request songs, and so we got a lot of Maroon 5 requests. And
They were
so
big in
so
Turkey.
we listened to that.
Very
and
big
we
in
went
Very
Turkey.
big in Turkey.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's incredible.
our songwriting was like a mix of everyone because we played a bit of everything at the time.
Wow.
So we had no style.
So now
Just a mess.
currently, each of you, what is your like favorite? And it doesn't need to be like my biggest inspiration, but what's your just favorite, like put
I
on at
think-
night kind of?
I think the three of us as a band, our favorite band is The National.
I
think
love.
collectively, I
They're
don't know
from
if-
Ohio. They're from Cincinnati, where
Yeah.
I'm from.
Yeah.
Love the National.
So I think just as a band, but individually we listen to quite varied music from each other. But that's like the crossover most.
But we have like like each of us have our own like personal favorites, but then I think the bands that we all love and we kind of discovered when we were still in Istanbul before we moved here was also the Strokes, which
And the Smiths.
are amazing. The Smiths, of course.
And more recently, LCD Sound System.
Yes.
yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
Have you guys been to Dance Yourself Clean?
Yeah.
I need to ask this question
I
because
have
okay.
one at
Yeah.
It's
Silver
at
Lake.
the Silver Lake at
I've
the
done that.
Satellite.
The
and
Satellite.
It's like they play, as
It's-
you know.
It's the only place you can dance to in LA because it's a great
Cinema Club.
playlist.
It's a
Yeah,
great
it's
playlist.
a great,
Great
indie
playlist.
music, and they play that LCD Sound System
But do you
Dance
know,
Yourself
do you know
Clean
what
song
does
at
a
midnight.
similar vibe is where is it that JJ hangs out? in Silver Lake as well.
Is it
Gold
Evo
Diggers.
Night?
Yeah,
Oh.
at Gold Diggers they also do it like
Oh.
Smiths or like a new age sort of like.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's very
Nice.
good.
Wow. Well, you'll see us at the Satellite like every Saturday
And
night.
we'll have
yeah.
to check out that place too.
Yeah,
Do you
absolutely.
go there often?
Oh,
We
we love,
love it.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. I think that's nice that there's something other to Los Angeles nightlife other than just like
Just
club
pop.
music.
Yeah.
And pop and
just-
hip hop.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but yeah, so I want to talk about, first of all, your amazing new album is just so phenomenal.
Thank
And also, in addition to that, the music video Heaven, which is wild. And I want to know what inspired that and that otherworldly, like, cool music video.
Well, that's a cool story because, okay, so we were at home and we were like, what can we do that is budget friendly? And then, so we knocked around a bunch of ideas and we were kind of getting discouraged because we're like, you know,
Everything we wanted to do
it's
was
not
expensive.
it's not that
Yeah.
or the ideas we were coming up with were not that inspired. And his twin sister, our sister, was visiting us at the time, and she is not in the music world. She's a project manager for like the government in DC. So she's like, all right, let me like be a professional here. Like, we're gonna sit down and have a meeting. I'm gonna pretend I'm the project manager. We're gonna write everything on the board. We're gonna then
have a
itemize
time
it.
limit.
We're going to categorize it. We have time limits to talk about our ideas. And by the end of this session, we came up with the concept for the video, which is like, let's
Yeah, it's
use
like mostly storyboarded.
the
It
part
was
of our
technical.
heritage, you know, like with the religion aspect of it and the sort of new age culty aspect of it. And
So yeah, so when we were kids, you know, we were taught that heaven was in the moon, and it was this gold triangle that lived in the moon.
Wow.
It wasn't a
Other
gold
weird
triangle.
stuff.
It was a gigantic
Pyramid.
There we go. Yeah.
multi-layered.
And
Yeah.
so we were like, we had a song about heaven that wasn't related at the time. We're like, let's find heaven. In the
Yeah.
moon. Let's do that.
So if you
Yeah.
watch the video, we're like green screened and dancing around some of the like imagery from our childhood of what heaven was while in the
supposed to
moon.
be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Wow.
gigantic pyramid in the sky. So
And great outfits.
Oh my God.
Shiny
Where did you
enough.
find those outfits?
well, that's a shout out to our friend Teo.
Teo,
He helped
yeah.
us.
Thank you,
yeah.
Teo.
Oh, amazing.
He came up with those ideas and then we put it all together.
But most important question, what inspired the song about all the great lovers are from Chicago?
Oh,
what,
yeah.
who, what experience?
I think I talked to enough friends who like dated nice boys from the Midwest who, you know, might not have been from Chicago necessarily, but there was sort of that feeling. And I guess we had never been to Chicago at the time, but I know it's like the capital of the Midwest, right?
I'm from the Midwest, and I
Yeah.
have to say, all the best lovers are from the Midwest.
See, so yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like they're the loveliest people, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and I think right around that time there was like a sort of an ending of a potential relationship, which is always the most painful, I think. When, like you didn't even have the relationship, but you wanted it so badly that when it didn't happen, you were devastated. And it was this boy from Chicago, another one from Chicago. So I was like, let's put this lyric into a song, and yeah.
I love
And it's been
that.
driving everyone who listens to the song crazy. Because I guess they're jealous that they're either not from Chicago. or
Yeah.
I like
have a
the
love
You should
affair.
play it in
specificity
Chicago,
of it,
it'll be-
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice, I mean, Sufjan Stevens has a song called Chicago. I think
Yes.
it's always nice to put in those personal aspects to a song and give it that specificity,
Yeah.
so people can relate or either learn more about Chicago.
Sure. I think we were nervous saying that because, like, does that mean we're saying no one else? No, it's just a song.
Yeah, of
and
course.
it just expresses sort of that one
And
feeling that we
Chicago's
had.
like a nice sounding.
What's a nice
Yeah.
word?
That
Yeah.
nice, the
Yeah,
nice
2/3
alliteration
of us
it.
have had. Yes, there's been people from Chicago who have affected us, so it kind of all works.
Really?
No, Michael Jordan was very
I'm not
influential.
talking about that. I'm talking
What?
about talking about relationships.
God.
Wow. So what is next for you guys?
Next is playing gigs all over town and hopefully all over SoCal and building a fan base. Like we think we have potential and we think we have some good songs, but we have not played enough shows to like get it out there. So we were sort of blessed that around the time this EP came out, we had all these opportunities to play gigs. Like, and just this week we've had 4. Or by tomorrow we'll have 4.
Wow.
And
We hope to keep it going.
we want to
Yeah.
We
play
don't want to like
to
go dead and back up. We want to stay busy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we want people who don't know us to like see us in concert and then
And like
be
it.
intrigued and go home and find our music and
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only goal right now, is to like, let's let people decide if they like it or not.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
and we have
amazing.
another music video that we'll release.
For
We
what
filmed it around
song?
the same time for Just Because. It's like
Nice.
a romantic love story.
Eventually, we're gonna have a video for Chicago too. We're
Okay.
waiting on
Going to
a
Chicago?
sibling of
No.
ours to do it for us.
One of our older brothers is gonna dance for us.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I love that you keep it all in the family.
Yeah.
I mean, you have like a million family members to draw
Exactly.
from, so it's perfect.
Yeah, it's
From
like-
all over the country too.
Really?
Oh,
Did they
nice.
all move to? Did they all move to the States?
Everyone's in the States.
Wow.
But we were
Wow.
the last to move.
What about your parents?
They're in the
They're-
States too.
Oh wow,
nice.
that's great.
Yeah.
So you guys are all. Where do you meet up? for
We
stuff?
don't. There's too many
Do they
of
come to
us.
their shows? Have they heard your music?
My dad
Most
has
of
heard
them have
plenty.
not.
Yeah.
Our oldest brother's wife, our sister-in-law, she comes to our shows.
Well, she's here in LA.
She's here,
that's
yeah.
why.
Yeah.
But we have family in Reno, Nevada, and Texas, and Florida,
DC.
Oh,
and
wow.
New York, and
Jersey.
New Jersey. So
Yeah.
In Florida.
Very cool.
That's incredible.
Yeah, everywhere.
Too
Yeah.
many.
Too many. Well, we're really excited to have you guys play at our secret show. And I'm curious if you want to share maybe a story behind one of the songs that you're playing that we're going to be recording, and if you have additional stories or behind the scenes for anything.
yeah, should we talk about Mana? We'll probably play that song. We have a song on the EP called Mana, and I guess the emotion behind it is that feeling when you've met someone new and you're really excited about it. Like maybe you've gone on a few dates and you're like, okay, your mind gets ahead of yourself and like, well, there's a lot of potential here. Let's see
All
where
the
it
sex
goes.
dates exciting.
But then there's that moment when you realize, okay, this is probably it. Like, this is not going to be my next big relationship, and you feel a little bit devastated. But also, you're still in the middle of those feelings of really liking this person. So that's what we tried to capture
Wow.
in the song.
Can't
It's
wait
really
to hear it.
special.
Yeah.
And what kinds of things do you want people to take away from your music and from you as artists here in Los Angeles? Like, what kinds of things do you want to impart, whether it's stories or feelings or emotions, or why do you do what you do?
Well, I think I want people to do what we do when we listen to music, which is like feel related to, feel understood.
Feel that connection, yeah, from the lyrics and our music.
Yeah, like you're listening to something, and either you're listening to it to sort of escape from like the dreariness of the day you've had. Like, you've been at work and it's not gone that great, and then you just want to listen to a song that sort of washes that
You're
day
on the
away.
405 and you want to just forget about
Just want to
everything.
get out of your car, set it
Yeah.
all on fire.
Because music has the power to transport you
Yeah, it's the
somewhere
only-
else, and it would be nice if we could take the listener to a location.
Yeah.
of our
like
choosing.
heaven.
Like,
Yeah.
Heaven or someplace like romantic or someplace meaningful. Like that would be nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate you all
This is
sitting
so
down with
great.
us
Thank
and
you.
sharing
Thank you so
your
much for
music with
having
us.
us.
And we're just so thrilled to be able to share you with the world. Where can people find you on social media? Where in the world can we find Levenbirds?
We're everywhere. We're on Instagram at
Yeah.
Levenbirds, Spotify, Amazon Music, SoundCloud,
Amazon Music.
iTunes, YouTube,
Yeah.
Facebook. Though no one uses Facebook; those are for boomers now. But we're still there.
Yeah.
Napster,
We're not on
Deezer.
Twitter.
Not on Twitter.
Twitter's dangerous.
Twitter is dangerous.
So we stay away
yes.
from Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't want to get ruined for
Yeah.
like 100
Yeah.
True.
characters or something.
But
so
yeah, actually, one more question before we go. Where did the name Levenbirds come from?
Oh, I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
It's basically our last name.
Yeah.
Oh.
So our last name is Levenberg. And we wanted to be the Nose, Knows, but that was taken. So after
It would have been great though, right?
It would've
after
been
we
great.
couldn't be the Nose, we were like, well, the Levenbirds is a name that we don't hate.
And it was actually our former guitarist. We used to have two guitarists with us, and he was like, "Levenbirds sounds cool." Like,
It
Yeah.
sounds
mostly-
really cool.
It's mostly
It's
you
hard.
three
People
anyway.
have a hard time picking it up when they hear it. When you read it, it makes
I like
sense.
it
Well, you want to
better
say
than the
11.
Nose.
Everyone wants to say 11 birds,
Oh.
Let
which
them
is
say
also
it.
fine.
Yeah.
11
But
birds.
yeah, 11
Sounds
birds.
the same.
It does.
11 birds. 11
Yeah,
birds. Same.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
birds.
Wow.
We love it.
Awesome.
We love
Thank you so
guys.
much for
So
sitting
glad
down
you
with
liked
us.
it.
We're
And-
excited to
having
play
us.
for you. in a bit.
Yeah. Can't wait. Cool. Awesome. Let's get ready for the show.